Today we bring to a conclusion our superhero series as we look at the story of Josiah. Most curious story found in 2 Kings chapter 22, starting at verse 8, where the book of the law is found. If you're not familiar with the story, I'd encourage you to check it out. Again, it's in 2 Kings chapter 22, starting at verse 8. Just pause the video, read the story, and then come back. So the Bible had gone missing for generations until they found it in the time of King Josiah. It's no wonder that the kingdom of Judah had fallen on hard times, not having God's word to guide them. Now today, as we think about our current situation, the Bible is not a missing book. Many of us carry the Bible with us wherever we go. We have the Bible on our smartphone with Bible apps. The Bible is the best-selling book of all time. The Bible's not going anywhere. But at the same time, for many of us, the Bible might as well be a lost book because we don't know what's inside it. Take, for example, the story of Josiah. Did you know this story? So with today's devotion, I want to encourage you to get a grip on God's Word. And I learned this 5-finger approach, 5 fingers to use to get a grip on God's Word. The first finger is our pinky finger. As we grip the Bible with our pinky finger, this represents hearing God's Word. Many Christians don't even get past this point, and it's hard to grip God's Word with just your pinky finger. This is when we hear God's Word preached on Sunday morning when the pastor preaches. This is what you're doing right now. But we need to do more than just hear God's Word, because with just hearing it, we don't have a good grip on it. So the second finger we grip it with is read God's Word. There's nothing more that you can do to grow in your faith, to learn and to discover God's Word for yourself and to be able to read it for yourself. But that's not it. The next step is to study God's Word. I've been told that the difference between reading God's Word and studying God's Word is a pencil. Write down the who, the where, the what, the when, the why. Consider what application you might make with the text. What errors are there to avoid? What new might you put into practice? What would you do differently today that you were not doing yesterday since you have read God's Word? The fourth finger now, to grip it with our pointing finger, but not your thumb yet. The fourth finger is to memorize God's Word. Now you say, well, I'm maybe not good at memorizing. Not too many people are good at memorizing. It takes work and it takes effort. But consider this. Take 2 minutes a day. Memorize 1 verse a week. Look at 1 verse, 2 minutes each day for 1 week. And over the course of 52 weeks in a year, you will have memorized 52 verses. What a great way to begin to get a good handle on God's Word. Now the last finger, it's not really a finger, it's our thumb, right? To grip God's Word is to meditate on God's Word. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, well, isn't meditation a part of Eastern religions? Is that really a part of Christianity? But you are probably already well versed in the practice of meditation. Do you worry? Do you get anxious about things? Well, worry is simply negative meditation. It's pondering and churning in our minds these negative things. Instead of having churn in our minds negative things, consider churning on God's Word and the Scriptures that God gives to us. So there you have it. It's hear, read, study, memorize, meditate. And I'd encourage you to take the next step in this week. If you're simply hearing God's Word, take the next step and start reading God's Word. If you're reading God's Word, take the next step and start studying God's Word. If you're studying God's Word, take the next step and start memorizing God's Word. And if you're memorizing God's Word, take the next step and start meditating upon His Word. Now you ask about application. Well, here's the thing. If you are truly internalizing God's Word in these ways, the application is just going to come natural because God's Word is going to be a part of us. So there you have it. Hear, read, study, memorize, and meditate. Have a great week. We'll talk to you soon.